driving, of course, wondering if he was going to make it. And he flew into Burbank and he came in early. So we really, really do appreciate that. And he's coming back for the demo, by the way, for the Waterhouse demoing. So Thomas used to live down here, so right in Santa Barbara, and then I think Ojai too. No, just Santa Barbara. Carpinteria. Okay. Well, listen, we have a great artist tonight, and one of the reasons I contacted Thomas, because he is well known for his night scenes. He's a night painter, but doesn't do that exclusively. And if you check his website out, you'll see some great artwork. But over the years, he's had some great write-ups in art magazines, and he's done many workshops and taught for 30 years at the local City College there in Santa Barbara, right?
Adult ed.
Yeah. He's very accomplished artist, but night scenes were his specialty. And so I really have an affinity to painting at night. I've done it, not many times, but I've tried it. It's an experience that all of you should try at least once. And then you'll find out the challenges of looking at your palette when there's no sunlight coming down on it. And all of a sudden you realize, I can't make out one color from the next, you know, and even a little mini light doesn't necessarily help a lot. So knowing your palette really well and where the colors are makes a big difference. So you can hit that brush right on that right color and put it on the painting, and then you pray that the next morning when you look at it, it looks great. His paintings are fantastic. We're looking forward to seeing him paint tonight, and he'll tell you a little bit more about painting at night and some of the perils maybe that you can encounter possibly. So thank you. I really do appreciate you coming tonight. Hopefully you'll get a chance to ask him more questions maybe about his personal life or anything else you want to know. If not, come up to Waterhouse Gallery later this month and meet him there again, and he'll be demonstrating. So thanks again for coming tonight. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
But how many of you remember the Galloping Gourmet? Remember that show? How, you know, he put all the ingredients together and then he'd stick it in the oven, and then he'd go to another oven and he'd pull it out and it'd be finished. And then he'd take a few swigs of wine and he'd go out to the audience and bring somebody up to share the meal with him. Well, I'm going to try an experiment tonight. I knew that I was going to be doing this nocturne, and usually the way it works for me when I paint nocturnes is I will, gee, I guess I don't really need that, but I will take it.
Actually, can you hear way in the back, or do you want him to? Yeah. He projects really well, so maybe that's fine.
That's okay, let's take it.
Take it? Yeah,
let's get it. Because I think I will lose my voice by the end of the night. I'm not, you know, as Frank had mentioned, I taught for 30 years. I taught adult ed, anywhere from 18 to 102 years old. And I taught plein air painting, I taught figure drawing, I taught everything, all different mediums. And so, you know, I started when I was 26 and I quit when I was 60. So I saw many people older than me. Eventually, I became their age. And so I look out here and I feel like I'm back in adult ed again. Okay.
I went over to his studio and he took every single one of them out and showed me these nocturne paintings of Peter's. And in fact, he, to this day, still has the largest collection of Charles Rollo Peter paintings, more than anybody. Anyways, as I actually taught this to some of the adult ed classes, and he would allow me to bring these original paintings to the class, and we would try to figure out the kind of lighting that Charles Rollo Peters used to do his nocturne paintings back in the 20s. This is so funny, I gotta stand here. We looked at it under candlelight, under lantern light, and then under flashlight, which was latter 20th century. And we figured out that he just basically used lanterns. It had a warm light that he would use. And anyway, things kept happening. I kept painting the nocturnes, and eventually American Artists Workshops magazine came and did an article on this type of painting, and it was a 14-page article that they did on my process on the nocturne painting, and the how-tos, etc. And then I had a one-man show in New York in Soho with the nocturne paintings, but they weren't the pretty picture landscape paintings. They were, I mean, they were the moonlight stuff. They weren't the urban nocturnes that I thought they would want to see. And did well with that. And, you know, I had a museum exhibition, my first solo museum exhibition at the Carnegie Art Museum in Oxnard in 2004. And anyways, one thing just kept leading to another, and you know you're on track with your art when you get people noticing and you get accolades here and there. So it was a lot of painting at night on location. And one of the things I learned about painting at night on location was how to take care of the eyes. I learned that the British airmen in World War II would be issued bilberry, which is a blueberry extract, and to help them with the night vision, because they flew all the night missions over Europe during the war. And so I started taking bilberry to help me with my night vision when I was out painting. And it got me through. It got me through it. Anyhow, I've moved to Idaho now. I do very little nocturne painting. I'm more of a studio artist right now, working on images for Ralph and Diane's gallery in Santa Barbara. But on occasion I'll go out, but it's really cold up there. You know? And it's just like, oh. And it's a whole nother, you know, it gets dark really fast. Here, it doesn't get dark so fast. And so there's just other issues. So anyway, I love to come back to Santa Barbara and paint nocturnes on occasion. Point Magoo is here, and I figured I'm going to have an hour and 45 minutes to do a painting. Okay, so I figured I'd split it up, and I would lay this painting in, which means I've already designed it. Okay, I've got the contours in on a toned board, and so I'll lay the masses with the moon and with the waves, etc. of Point Magoo, and then I will take it after 50 minutes, and I will replace it with another one, which is basically the identical contour, but it's a dried variation of what you will see me work here. Okay, this is the Galloping Gourmet coming out. Okay, and then I'll take it from there and I'll finish it. I'll finish the next painting, so you'll get an example, an idea what it's like for me to scrape the palette and do more transparent washes and glazing. Okay, so to create the what they call chiaroscuro, or the light-dark contrast, to make something glow.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens. Okay, so the idea is I'm going to lay in my darks to lights. My darks aren't going to be as dark as they are, and my lights aren't going to be as light as they need to be, because I need somewhere to go. So if you understand value is from light to dark, okay? And you have all the ranges of value here, and this is what they call the mid-value range, okay? So my darks, if these are my darks over here, they are going to be slightly lighter, and my lights are going to be slightly darker. So I'm going to harmonize in value right in the middle key. Okay, so if I can get the whole painting, you know, the 5 values max, harmonizing in the middle of value, once it's masked in, I just start to make the darks look darker, which automatically makes the lights look lighter. Then I'll make the lights look a little lighter, which makes the darks look darker. And I just sneak out from there without going to the extremes right off the bat. All right, so we got a harmony and value happening there. So easier said than done, but that's the idea. Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, can you see everything okay?
Yeah.
All right, so my darkest value is here. You don't see it. This is my preliminary sketch, which I will hold up for you to see. It's the same thing. Can you see it there? Ooh. This is basically the preliminary sketch. So it's very important to do preliminary sketches every time you start to paint something, because it's like drawing a roadmap for the subconscious. It's just getting you into the neighborhood so you kind of have an idea where you're going before you go on the trip. And you don't get 3/4 of the way there and go, I'm lost. Okay, so preliminary sketches are a really great tool. Okay, so I will reference that just for value's sake. And if you have any questions about my colors, basically is white. This is a Naples yellow, cad yellow light. This is a cad yellow medium, cad red light, alizarin crimson. This is a phthalo rose or a quinacridone red, ultramarine blue, cerulean blue, cobalt blue, usually they're reversed. Phthalo green, viridian. And this is just because there's a certain harmony I'm after with these two greens. And this is a transparent red oxide and yellow ochre. I've got a neutral gray here, Portland warm and Portland cool grays here. And then this is an ivory black. So, and I'm gonna try to paint like my house is burning down. All right, gotta cover some territory here. And I'm gonna add a little bit of dryer. This is a retouch varnish that I'm putting in right now. So, now, from the first mark until the last, everything's gonna relate to that. So, again, my focal point's gonna be the moon reflecting in the water here. So, kind of nice because I've already done a painting over there that, you know, I know where I'm going. You should have music or something going too. Classical music or
So are you basically putting in your darkest darks now? Or
yes, darks and mid-value darks.
is that different if you were doing an indoor painting?
No, process the same. Process is the same. Everybody know where Point Magoo is?
Yes.
Okay, good. art. If you want something to look lighter, you put something darker next to it. If you want to make something look warmer, you put something cooler next to it, or vice versa. If you want to make something look richer and more intense, you put something grayer next to it. So this is going to be the source of my light here. You can see where the moon's going to be there. Finishing. So again, I'm setting up for the highlight. Everything I'm doing is kind of giving me an indication of where I'm going. I'm not trying to put the highlights in per se right now. Fully. We're just getting into the neighborhood. One brush stroke instead of 50. It's a more expressive way of painting as well. How's it look up there? Oh, looks better in person. Should have been there. 8:30? Okay. I'd rather spend a little more time at this because finishing is tedious. glazing too, you can influence your brush strokes that are already here. So when the viewer looks at your painting, if you do it right and you're laying a transparent pigment into the brush strokes, the viewer won't know if that was the original decisive brush stroke or not. They'll say, oh my God, look at this decisiveness of his brush strokes. Right? Which is a good thing. You want them to, believe that was all painted, all a prima. Make your touch and walk away. One brush stroke instead of 50. This isn't so much glazing right now, it's more what they call scumbling, which is more of a dry brush technique. Scumble along. But you notice I was using a palette knife to put on the highlights. So there's less control. I think that's it. So if you surround it with something darker, it makes it look lighter. Again, it's the theory of relativity in painting. It's the one that has the rough edge on it, right? I knew it. There we go.
Very well. Okay, here we go. Let me get my glasses on. I got cataracts done this month, so I see great, except when I get up close. Anyway, ready? 598 496. 598 496. What? What?
Oh, no, wait. No way. Oh, congratulations.
Oh, it's a match. It's a match.
This is a very lucky table right here.
You know, it's funny. I did, when I bought the tickets, I say, I must have spent $1,000 over the years trying to win a painting, and I never win.
I have an idea.
Well, this might be the night, so.